It may be the last game of the opening weekend here in the USFL, but it's the first game that John DeFilippo has ever been a head coach. He's standing by with Brock Hewitt right now.
Yeah, it sure is, Kurt. He told me on the field just moments ago that it really doesn't matter the level, Coach, whether it's the low level of college or all the way to the Super Bowl. You have that same feeling in your gut. What is it?
Anxiousness, getting ready to go, excitement. Whenever you open the season, it's always great to see what you have as your football team. We're ready to go.
First time as a head coach.
Yeah.
What will be important to you to process in that role?
Just see the game from the 30,000-foot level and make sure you're managing all three phases of the game, and that's the most important part of the job.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks. Kurt?
All right, thanks a lot. Ray Horton in the same situation, trying to be maybe more of a CEO than a position coach or coordinator like both these guys have been in their past.
Well, Ray Horton has just, he's been around football for so long, and he's a great player, obviously, 10 years with the Cowboys. And that's why I'm so excited for this game. I think both of these clubs are going to be improved from what they were a year ago.
There you see the over-under is at 37.5, and the Breakers are favored by 4.5 as the light breeze blew the ball off the tee. And we're just about ready to kick things off. New Orleans did win the toss, but they deferred to the second half. So Matt Coughlin will kick it off. Trey Walker back deep for Pittsburgh. And this last game of the opening weekend is underway. Here's Walker. A little pitch there. Bailey, Gaither across midfield, and a good start for Pittsburgh. Well, there's a little razzle-dazzle to get us started.
I love it, being aggressive right out of the get-go. So here's the kick, and watch as Gaither's coming from your left side, and it's set up the entire way. Great job up front. Look at these guys stick on their blocks in front of Bailey Gaither, and then he turns it on, and they are set up with great field position now for their offense. And Kurt, this is an offense that struggled a year ago, and now they've got a new quarterback. James Morgan comes in and is the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Maulers. This is a guy that was highly successful at the college level, 4th-round draft pick of the New York Jets.
All right, here we go. 20.
Came out of Florida International and couldn't ask for a better place to start here. To the air, going deep, deflected, incomplete. Neville Clark going up and swatting that one away. Bailey Gaither, the intended receiver.
Well, they're just going to Gaither the whole way here to open things up. This is really good coverage from Neville Clark. Watch as Clark is able to get some depth, and then he goes up high, tries to go up with one hand. Boy, it looked like he could have maybe come down with that if he got that second hand up there, but unable to get Gaither. It's Pittsburgh's trying to be aggressive early.
All right, here we go. 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Here we go. Hurry, set.
Morgan to the air again, going the other way. Well, he's showing off his arm so far, but his 2 long incompletions.
Trying to get Samson Nakua there. So James Morgan, 6'4", 230 pounds. Played his college ball at FIU. He also played a little bit at Bowling Green before that. Threw for over 3,000 yards at Bowling Green. Then had a highly productive career at FIU. Kurt, he threw for 5,200 yards and 40 touchdowns. So he can spin it a little bit, and he's a guy that is going to be called upon to spread it out on the outside. Bailey Gaither, Trey Walker, both guys that they'd like to get the ball to.
They just need to get 10 yards here. To the air once again. Threw that a little bit short. Did he get both feet in? The officials are discussing, and they're calling it a catch. Trey Walker tap dancing along the sideline all the way inside the 20, and Walker is telling them to hurry up. It's a 23-yard gain. He wants them to get the snap off before they can review it.
Yeah, because that left toe, we'll see if it came down. It did look like he got that toe down inbounds.
And they're going to stop it.
I think it's probably a good stoppage.
I agree. Yeah. I don't think he was in, or both feet, or it's going to be close enough, at least to review.
Okay, it's going to be really close. We're going to take a good long look at this. Stay with me.
Right foot's definitely
so it's going to be whether
in,
that left foot gets down. So the right's down, and now we just have to see, does he toe tap that left? And if the shot from behind here,
I think he might
have left that toe.
Did it touch the turf?
I think that's a heck of a call that they made. I think to me that's a heck of a call. I think that left toe does get down just on the ground. So, hey, heck of a call. We're going to stay with this as a catch. So the ruling on the field stands.
You hear Mike Pereira back at our Rocket Mortgage Replay Center in Los Angeles, and that replay did show he got both feet down. Heck of a catch by Walker.
It really was, because that ball, like you said initially, underthrown pretty severely and outside, and he was able to keep himself not only inbounds on the catch, but before he went up. So the presence of mind to stay in that area, go up, elevate, and bring it down.
So now at the 18. Garrett Groshek, first carry of the game. And that was sniffed out right away by New Orleans. No chances. Jamon Brooks makes the tackle.
There's
yep, a little extra.
And remember, these two teams had issues last year in their matchup. They actually had a big fight in which 3 players were ejected from the game. So a little of that floating into this season. That was Matt Seibert at the bottom there. He's a tight end from Michigan State. This Pittsburgh team, last year they really wanted to feature the run game. This year I feel like they want to be a little bit more basketball on grass. Get the ball out in space to their playmakers. And right here, empty backfield, 5 quick wide receivers.
Morgan zips that one over the middle. And it's going to fall incomplete. Just a little bit too much on it. Dwayne Carey, the intended receiver.
And that ball looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I think that rush got going a little bit right in the interior. And as they were trying to throw this little short slant over the middle of the field, yeah, absolutely. Great job by the defensive line. Getting a hand up there. I think that was Fernandez, if I'm not mistaken. Gerard Fernandez. He's an all-USFL returner for this New Orleans team. And Kurt, remember, this New Orleans defense, they were the best defense in the league last year.
Gave up the fewest points. They're having 0 success running the football. That's Groshek again. Stopped for a loss of 1 the first time. This time picks up 1.
Hey, Brock, isn't that one you'd love as a quarterback to be able to check out of? Because that was not the look for a draw. You had double A-gap blitz from the linebackers. That has to be a check.
I love the aggressiveness early, right, to take those shots, the little reverse after a tough stumbling season a year ago offensively. But that was a hyper-conservative, as some would like to say, 3rd and 11 call.
Here's Nathan Hurlahigh on attempted from 37 yards out. And Hurlahigh's first kick in the USFL goes through. So Pittsburgh comes out rather aggressive. And they get on the scoreboard first, taking a 3-0 lead in the early going of this season opener. Well, it's been an entertaining opening weekend here in Birmingham. Yesterday, the defending champion Birmingham Stallions won their opener.
They looked good, didn't they?
They really did. They looked like defending champions.
They did. They looked like they playing exactly like they did at the end of the year. You know, it didn't matter who was the quarterback, whether it was Jay Marr or Alex Magoo. But it was really that defense, Kurt. That defense, boy, they were flying around last night.
And now Pittsburgh has gotten off to a quick start. They lead it 3-0. New Orleans will touch it for the first time. Here's Johnny Dixon back to take the kick. One of the good things we see are kick returns are back in the game as Dixon bounces that one outside. Getting out near midfield. And boy, kicking this ball off from the 20-yard line really gives these quarterbacks good starting field position, as McLeod Bethel Thompson will try and take advantage of here.
That's right. I don't know if I want to start with like Baby Fitzpatrick just yet, but McLeod Bethel Thompson is a guy that has played a ton of football. 13,000 passing yards in the CFL with 70 touchdowns. 2-time Grey Cup champion. This is a veteran's veteran. He understands the game. He understands offense. He processes information really quickly on the field. One thing I am interested in, and Brock, I love your insight as we continue here tonight, is moving from the Canadian game back to the American game. And the difference in field size and the motion and all the defenses that are a little bit different, that's going to be adjustment for McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Advantage of an extra down, but the game, as he said, a whole lot tighter than what he had up in the CFL.
Go ahead.
Well, he'll start at his own 46-yard line, empty backfield. And he'll throw a pass on his first play. Sage Surratt, his tight end, makes the reception. And one of the reasons that McLeod Bethel Thompson wanted to play here in the USFL, get back to the States, was to get back to his family. His wife is a writer for Marvel, had been based in Atlanta, and he was in Canada and said it was time for him to get home.
It was too tough, on a family. I think all of us can understand that. And so now the family is all here in Birmingham and watching him play the game he loves.
Anthony Jones on second and short.
One of the things that I'm looking at, Kurt, and I think that we can all appreciate about any quality offense is that you've got to have the ability to run the ball and control the interior, and then really good offenses then both have guys that can control the interior of the passing game, slots and tight ends, and guys that can go get it on the outside. New Orleans on paper has that type of offense with guys like Johnny Dixon in the slot and then Jay Adams, number 9 on the outside, a terrific wide receiver.
Bethel Thompson has time by passing the direction of Sage Surratt, but it falls incomplete.
I got nothing.
Doesn't have the audio in his helmet.
97 duo, kill, 99 lead off the ledge. There you go, you have 16 seconds.
Trips left, 97 duo, kill, 99 fourth. I'm right. Go, hey. Hold. You gotta burn it.
They're going to use a timeout here as the play clock gets down inside 5 seconds.
I got nothing.
You can say he's having audio trouble with his helmet.
Yeah.
They're first.
You got me now? 30 seconds.
I didn't hear the kill.
That's okay. That's okay. You're good. Hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go trips right. We're gonna go trips left. 97 duo, kill 99 lead.
Yeah.
Okay, off the ledge pressure. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because he's hiding his mouth, but he's got a microphone.
Exactly. I'm like, DiFilippo has to learn. Everybody can hear you, so you don't need to cover your mouth.
Did you see that? Sorry.
Habits are hard to break.
Exactly.
And he looked right at our camera too, didn't he? Like, oh, come on.
But you know what you got here, Joel, is I bet a call he never had in the CFL, right? These kill plays.
Yep.
It's a run play that can kill to a different play, a lot more verbiage, a lot more check with me than I think he had up in Canada.
So they get all lined up. Anthony Jones stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Keeps on fighting, but Bryce Tornaden met him in the backfield, and he fell forward for just a yard.
Well, what we're going to find out really quickly is who's the receiver he trusts the most. When you play this long in professional football, you understand that situations like 3rd and long, they're about players and not plays. And so who's the player that he trusts the most during the course of this camp and preseason? That's where he's likely going to go with this ball.
Pass back wide, all right? Falcon speed. Here. Speed there. Falcon here. You got it. Yeah, you're on the Falcon side. Here we go. Stop. We gotta go. Go. Here we go. White 20.
Play clock winding down. They get it off. Bethel Thompson going up top. Pass caught. Jay Adams with the reception. Their biggest receiver comes up with their biggest play, 37 yards.
And that's the guy he trusts. And so here we go. We're going to get that fade going on down this right side of your screen. They cross the action, and then he takes off right inside of the corner. And I thought that was a good ball because you're just trying to give your wide receiver a chance. Jay Adams is 6'3", 220 pounds, and he goes up and makes a nice catch.
And it brings up 1st and goal from the 5. Bethel Thompson looking for Dixon, and that's broken up. Good play there defensively by Mark Gilbert.
This defense for Pittsburgh, they did a decent job last year. Where they struggled was in the red zone. They just did not force many field goals. Their red zone touchdown percentage was last in the league. That one just went right through Johnny Dixon's hands. Good ball from Bethel Thompson. Dixon's got to bring that one in.
Go. White 20. White.
Anthony Jones dancing. He's going to pick up 2 yards on that run.
Let's see what they go with here on a big 3rd down. inside the 10-yard line.
A lot of conversation, Joel, about Sage Surratt.
Here we go,
Right? They traded for him from Birmingham in an offense, in an NFL offense like this. You know and I know tight ends can be so critical down here.
Surratt, number 13, to the left of Bethel Thompson.
Wait, 20! We're done!
Flushed out of the pocket and brought down. Big Boogie Roberts with the sack.
This is exactly what Boogie told us that they needed to improve on, was that pressure. And he thought that he could provide that pressure from the inside. That's a mismatch, first of all. Boogie Roberts was being blocked, guys, by Anthony Jones, the running back. And he just quickly slapped by him and was in the backfield, tripping up Bethel Thompson, and gets a big sack there for the Maulers.
So instead of punching it in, Matt Coughlin will come out and attempt a 34-yard field goal and make it to tie the game at 3. Each team has had the ball once. Each team is impressed marching down the field, but the defenses have held them to a field goal. Well, as we celebrate kicking off a new season of the USFL, it's a great opportunity for us to look back at some of the rich history of this league and some of the big names that came out of the USFL, had NFL success, and found themselves in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Guys like Jim Kelly, Reggie White, Steve Young, Herschel Walker also. When he signed out of the University of Georgia, that was a huge deal. And now it's time for the next generation. Cavante Turpin, the big star last year, MVP of the league, wound up signing with the Dallas Cowboys and made the Pro Bowl as the All-Pro kick returner as well. Speaking of kick returns, here's Trey Walker. He's tripped up, ball came out as he went down. Looks as though Pittsburgh recovered. Wes Hills knocked that ball out. Trey Walker fumbled, Eli Walker recovered. There's another look. Yeah.
They had a shot, but Walker was able to be there. Animated special teams coaches.
Doesn't every special teams coach look like that?
Always.
Jumping up and down on the sideline. Here's James Morgan.
Hey, kill,
Second
kill,
possession.
Kill. Hurry, set.
Madre London falls forward out to the 35-yard line. Let's check in with Brock Heward, who's it's early, but it's Boogie night already, huh?
Yeah, you're not checking in with me, you're checking in with Boogie, because Boogie told us really clearly you were going to get a sack this year, and you got on the first series.
First series, I ain't playing this year. It's a brand new year. We coming different, revenge tour. That's the way to start it off, but we got to keep going.
But you did say you dropped 10, 15 pounds this offseason so you could be more nimble. Is that what happened on that third down sack?
20 to be exact. Shout out to my hot yoga regiment, but yeah, it was just for me to be able to play faster and be able to be more nimble and split double teams like I did on that.
And you said your mom may be yelling somewhere at home?
Oh, definitely. Hi, Mom. Love you. I know she's yelling at the TV, screaming. That's my baby. I love you.
Thank you, Boogie.
I was going to tell you, never short a big man on how much weight he lost.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't go 10 or 15 when he told you 20.
He knew. Now I'm just trying to think, like, what's Boogie's favorite hot yoga pose?
You want to be in front of him, whatever it is. He is one of the characters of this league. He really is. Not only aspires to be a broadcaster, but wants to be an actor as well.
Yeah.
Here's Morgan. Fires that one. Oh, it's too high. And big hit taken by Henney. No flags on the play. And that's going to bring up a punting situation. It'll be a 3 and out for Pittsburgh.
Well, they get what they want in terms of getting kind of free access on the outside, and they're going to be able to attack that flat out there from the slot. He ran a great route. That ball has just got to be down on the frame. As quarterbacks, we'll say, like, frame him up. And you can see in the back end, Morgan couldn't really step into and follow through because of that pressure provided in the backfield.
You know what's interesting? Morgan's only 1 for 6 to start this game, but he's had open receivers. That ball was deflected on the punt by Shaheed Salmon. And so more good field position to start off a drive. Salmon getting his hand on that one, and it'll be great for New Orleans. on Fox.
Hey, kill!
Starting at the 45 of Pittsburgh.
Wait, 20!
Bethel Thompson with a play fake. Steps up. Throws high, and Jay Adams goes up, can't hold it in. And there's a flag down in the secondary.
After that poor punt, I love the aggressive play call. You could tell they were going big play action there, trying to get the ball down the field.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2, defense. His first of the game. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And that's on Trey Tarpley, who was there in the coverage against Adams.
Yeah, and these safeties they've been very good for Pittsburgh. They were a year ago, and you see right here, he kind of comes up and then right there shouts at him when he's on the ground. So he gives the big incomplete. Why not just turn back to your huddle, and go back there? But no, he's got to put his team in the whole 15 yards.
Gives him a free 15 to the 30. Anthony Jones dancing around, and here's a look at the rest of the starting lineup for New Orleans.
Well, this offensive line is a bit, well, I'll just say suspect, and they need them to improve from what they were a year ago. They do have some returning starters. What they do have is really good talent on the outside. Now, they're trying to replace last year's leading rusher in the USFL, Jordan Ellis. You can clearly see that Anthony Jones is going to be that guy, but it's really about Johnny Dixon, Jay Adams, and Sage Surratt. Those are the guys that they want to target in the passing game.
And Dixon and Adams are out right now. Bethel Thompson, and that one was going for Eli Stove. It's broken up. It's incomplete. And this Pittsburgh defense has done a good job breaking up the passes here today.
I think that the strength is in the front, actually. We've already seen Boogie Roberts with a sack. I think he's the strength of that defensive line. Then Reuben Foster. Again, I'm so excited to just watch him play, fly around, see how confident he is on that knee. And then in the back end, their best players are their safeties. Tornadon was all USFL. Tarpley has been around, and I think that their corners have some good length as well. Both of them over 6'1".
Third and long. Pressure again. Bethel Thompson brought down again. Second sack of this first quarter. Terry Beckner doing the job this time.
They've gotten great push so far, and this is what I was talking about with this offensive line. You're going to see this push coming straight up the field from these defensive tackles, and they're just using a bull rush technique. Look at that. There is nothing fancy about that rush whatsoever. Brock, they just took the pocket and shoved it right in the lap of the quarterback.
Yeah, and that was the message right around Boogie on that bench over there, is continue to be aggressive. That's probably, Joel, the biggest matchup advantage they have tonight.
Matt Coughlin on to try a 51-yard kick. No problem, right? That would have been good from 61. And Coughlin giving New Orleans the lead. The kicker out of Michigan State making it a 3-point advantage. There's still a lot of time to go here. After having all 8 teams here in Birmingham last season, the USFL has expanded to 4 hub cities, each hosting 2 teams. You've got Birmingham that has the Stallions in New Orleans, Memphis, the Showboats and the Gamblers, Detroit, the Michigan Panthers and Philadelphia Stars, and the New Jersey Generals and Pittsburgh Maulers call the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, their home. And it's great to see this league spreading out into the communities all over the country. And, they had 30,000 plus in Memphis yesterday and a big crowd here, over 20,000 in Birmingham. So spreading the love everywhere. Trey Walker on the return. Fighting, and he's going to lose yardage. Backed up inside the 25-yard line, and we'll see what James Morgan can do. He's come out. He's only 1 for 6 so far in this game, we mentioned, and that one catch was a toe tap along the sideline, so he got a little bit of help there. And for a guy who was a 4th-round pick of the New York Jets, you look at the guys that drafted ahead of him in that 2020 draft, and those are some of the biggest names in football right now, and Morgan's still trying to find his way.
I mean, you can make an argument that Hurts had the best season in the NFL, right? Even though he didn't win the MVP. You can make the argument that Burrow is as good as anybody in the league. I mean, this is a great draft.
Madre London stopped in the backfield by Greg Eisworth.
Eisworth with a nice safety blitz there. This is a guy that was a 3-year all Big 12 safety at Iowa State. And I know one thing about that defense, and that it was aggressive at Iowa State, and it was leaned upon. It was the reason why they had such a good run under Matt Campbell for a couple of years, and Eisworth was a big reason why. So a nice job right there being aggressive. And again, let's remind people, Kurt, this was the best defense in the USFL a year ago.
Morgan hands it off to Madre London again. And this time he picks up about 3 yards on the play. Brings up another third down as the clock winds down in the final seconds of this first quarter.
He's been. Let's listen to a play call. Let's see what they got.
Go quarter.
Go quarter. Go quarter.
All right, so they're going to go quarter. As we get set for this third down during the commercial break, if I was James Morgan's coach, I would tell him, hey, you've missed 3 or 4 times high.
That's the end of the first
quarter.
quarter.
Make sure you frame up this receiver on third down.
We'll find out if that advice works. It's a 3-point game after 1 quarter here in this final game of the opening weekend in the USFL Season 2.
5-0.
With 1 quarter in the books, it's time to see what James Morgan and the Pittsburgh Maulers can do, down by 3 to the New Orleans Breakers here in this season opener for both squads.
5-0 with 4. 5-0 with 4. Dribble. 180. What's on?
3rd and 8. Morgan couldn't connect. He's got 1 completion so far in this game. Misses Isaiah Henney on that one.
And one of the issues that they've been having is just they've got too far to go on third down. 10, 11, 7, and 8 on their 4 third down chances. That one just out in front of Isaiah Henney. And that ball, you can see, it is a bit breezy here today. And I would say that, like, James Morgan, and this is not a knock, because you can be a good quarterback without throwing a tight spiral. But when you don't throw a tight spiral, Brock, as you know, not because you didn't, I'm just saying, like, as you know, as a quarterback, when it gets breezy and you don't throw it tight, that ball can get waffled around quite a bit.
We got a flag. The play clock wind down?
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout. Pittsburgh.
How do you have the play clock wind down on a punt?
Well,
they brought the timeout so it didn't officially.
No one's used to looking at the play clock on the punt team. You know, it actually happens more than you would think. So you think of a field goal unit, a PAT unit, all right, the kicking unit, or a punt team. You've got to teach somebody out there to look at the play clock, because nobody else on the team is accustomed to looking at the play clock every single play, except for the quarterback. And so you go out there, and even if the punter notices it, you know, he's 14 yards deep, so he's shouting like, "Hey, stop the ball!"
Well, they didn't get a violation because they did use a timeout. So now we'll just pretend it didn't happen. They have 1 fewer timeout, and we'll line up and punt. Matt Mengel. Booming kick. Backs Johnny Dixon up. Good kick by Mengel. Well, we mentioned this is the final game of the opening weekend here in the USFL, and you take a look at some of the stars of this opening weekend so far.
Case Cook has picked up where he left off. Remember, he led Philadelphia to that championship game before getting hurt, comes back. He throws for 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alex Magoo came in off the bench and was terrific in the second half, provided a real spark for the Stallions in their win. And how about Josh Love? I mean, 18 to 20. That is playing some absolute football. And Alex Magoo, how about in the stands? Classic Stallions hat on.
I like that hat.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Anthony Jones doesn't like the way their run game's going right now. I mean, he almost has no running room. Dale Warren met him right at the line of scrimmage this time.
Brock already touched on it, but the mismatch right now on the field is that the front 7 of Pittsburgh is more dominant than the offensive line right now for New Orleans. those guys up front are winning the battle. Boogie Roberts up front, number 8. Reuben Foster, number 10. These guys are doing a great job up front.
Look at the slot. We go white 20. What's that?
Bethel Thompson under pressure and sacked again. Thrown to the ground by Olive Sangopolu. 3rd sack of this first half. Well, this mismatch may not be the word for what's going on right now.
They're just dominating right now. He lined up at the from the defensive perspective, that right tackle spot, number 94. Good swim move inside of the guard, and then he gets upfield right away, right into the face of McLeod Bethel Thompson, and it's another sack for Pittsburgh. This defensive line right now is dominating the game so far.
And it seems it's all coming right up the middle, too. 3rd and 19. More pressure. Bethel Thompson rolls out, can't find a receiver, and winds up throwing it out of bounds, and there's a flag, and that may be for a late hit. It didn't look late.
I think that he's got linemen downfield, actually.
Yeah, because he took a hit. It didn't look like it was egregious nor late, but there is a marker.
You got a foul, too. Does he be on the line? Yes, 2 yards beyond.
You can hear the discussion. It sounds like he may have gone past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
The IDP, which will put us where?
Oh, yeah, he was way past the line of scrimmage. I think the original line of scrimmage was in the 9-yard line.
We're good.
And he threw it from about the 11.
Pass. So we want to go with the illegal forward pass. Yeah. All right. Gotcha. That's a quarterback's number. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Number 1.
Couldn't he do that in Canada?
I was going to say, maybe he's on the metric system right now,
on
you
the
know?
play, both by the offense. Ineligible player downfield, number 65. That penalty is declined. Illegal forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Number 1. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down. 4th down.
Well, you can hear the wind for one.
Yeah, and it's
on
right.
the microphone of
Okay.
Stuart
All right,
Mullins,
let's
the
just make
referee.
Sure. Let's take a deep breath, all right, and move on to the next play. All right, everybody cool with that? All right, let's roll.
You can hear John DiFilippo as well trying to calm his team down right now. Just one of those, you just punt, play a little defense, and try to regroup.
Yeah, this wind is right in their face. So if anything, this punt is going to be short. He's going to try to get it off really quickly as they're going to come after it. I doubt it's going to get even to the 40-yard line.
Well, Isaiah Henney back deep at midfield. They get it off. Short kick. Flag down in the end zone as Henney slides to make the catch. And not only is the flag down, but so is the punter, Matt White.
Pitt was coming after it.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker, number 89. Defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic. 1st down.
Yeah, so when you contact the plant leg like that, in particular when it's down, and you don't allow that punter any room to come
Officials
down right there,
timeout.
that's the
For an injured
contact.
player.
That's going to be called every single time. Excellent job by the officials. They were all over it. And that is a huge moment right now for New Orleans because they get to put their offense
Immediate
back on the
timeout.
field.
White's hurt for real. His ankle, did you see it twist?
Yeah, I did. Normally you don't know with those punters, Kurt, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know, maybe I was fooled. Matt White got up and walked off the field to the sideline, so that's a good thing.
I've just been around more punters than you. That's all.
Well, it's good for New Orleans. They had a 4th and 22 punting out of their own end zone.
Look, he's talking to his specialist teammates. He's like, yeah, guys, that was real. He contacted my leg.
Instead, it's a 1st and 10 from the 21. McLeod Bethel Thompson with time to throw, and that was tipped. He's now 2 for 8. so far.
Well, you know, they need to do something either formationally or trying to get the ball quickly out of their hands. Right here, you see on a third down earlier in the game, what they use is a switch release from a tight bunch set in order to create space and width from the corner. So as soon as Adams creates that width, then he can move inside, get vertical, and all the quarterback needs to do is flip that ball up and give a tall wide receiver a chance to go up and get it. That's a quick style of a way to get space and get the ball out of the hand of the quarterback.
They hand it off Anthony Jones. Once again, not much running room, only a yard on the play.
Okay, here we go.
This front seven has been so good. Where are they going to go here on third down?
Pepper FC Hawk on the cheetah. Gun, gang right box. Pepper FC Hawk on the cheetah.
On the cheetah. Gang right box. Pepper FC Hawk on the cheetah. Ready? Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Anything better than play calls in football? I love it.
Quick snap. Bethel Thompson looking deep, double covered down the field is Johnny Dixon. And no chance to catch that one. Eli Walker and Mark Gilbert there, step for step with it.
You know, he gets a little greedy here because when you look at this, I think that he's going to have a break route right here, Kurt, coming from the outside, and he's got it. And I think room to run on the outside for the first down. Right there, boom, John Adams gets it. Jay Adams gets that ball. He can run for that first down. You don't have to throw it into double coverage. You can throw it short of the chains as long as you've got green grass in front of you. He had it from Jay Adams. I think that was a poor read from Bethel Thompson.
Coach, back up, back up.
Well, Matt White is out as the punter, so their kicker, Matt Coughlin, comes in. It's a high kick, short, and Isaiah Henney wrestled to the ground before he could get to the 50-yard line. Good coverage of the short punt. Nigel Chavis with the stop, 33 yards on the punt, 9 on the return. And we'll see what Pittsburgh can do with the football when we come back. Goal on its opening possession. Since then, it's been one New Orleans field goal, and that's it. 6-3 right now, 10.5 to go here in the second quarter. New quarterback coming in for the Pittsburgh Maulers, Troy Williams out of Utah. He replaces James Morgan, and he gets pressured right away. Nowhere to go as Jordan Brailford was in his face.
Well, Jordan Brailford is a new face. Played his college ball at Oklahoma State. Watch this, he's just not fooled by this play action. So they're going to try to get play action going this way. Guess what? He's not fooled at all. Brailford's right in his face. Does a great job of providing the pressure right away, and all Williams can do is try to throw that ball away. He's actually lucky that ball didn't get picked off.
Troy Williams finished up his last 2 years at Utah. Started out at the University of Washington. Played the CFL the last 4 seasons. And that one's batted at the line of scrimmage. Gerard Fernandez.
Joel, I know you can see from the press box what I'm feeling down here, and it is a suffocating feeling as a QB, right? There's just, you feel like this defense on both sides is sitting in your lap, and there is no run game to offset it.
None, but there's also no creativity to offset it either. And this is where you feel like the field is tilted at you as a quarterback, and that they've got 13 guys out there. But at some point, you've got to create either a formation or a movement that creates easy yards. Right now, they're just sitting in static formations.
Williams chased out of the pocket and brought down. This is a futile attempt for him. 3 plays, no air, and out. Keontae Shad with the sack.
Yeah, Shad does a great job. Now both of these defensive lines, each for the Maulers and the Breakers, are just teeing off. And these offensive lines have got to go back to the drawing board and figure out something to do. But again, I would just say, and Brock, no creativity. These static formations, no movement, no misdirection. That doesn't help these O-linemen.
Screens, draws, options, jet sweeps, change the target.
Matt Mingle's punt taken by Johnny Dixon. He actually lets it bounce, and it'll be a good bounce as Bailey Gaither does a good job of preventing it from going into the end zone. Hey, all 3 phases, right? Defense and special teams dominating so far in this game.
Well, that's huge because that defensive line has been absolutely dominating. A 60-yard punt down inside the 2, and Boogie Roberts back on the field when we come back.
No.
We got to get in there. We got to get in the end zone. I got to catch that. I got to catch that. Yeah.
You know, so often when you do these games, people celebrate, oh, that score got the over. Well, what about the people who like the under? This is their kind of game. If you like the under, this game is for you. And this may help it.
Insult to injury right here. Little.
Number 13, offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
You get a false start from the 2-yard line.
For those interested, there you go.
The under 37.5, and if you took it, you're probably feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Until now that you mentioned it, and everyone that took it, it was like, oh, geez.
Exactly. Anthony Jones came out, but so did the ball. Pittsburgh recovers. Kayaba to Zeno. Well, there's one way to score.
Fumble, recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
Well, this is why that play from Bailey Gaither on the punt was so big to down that ball, because the way the defense was playing and the defensive line, they were going to have a chance at some points, but they were able to knock it loose. Was that Foster that got in there? I think it was. That's his arm right there, Reuben Foster, the former first-round draft pick out of Alabama. That left hand, as he got in there, he's able to rip that ball out, and then Pittsburgh is able to recover it just over the goal line and get the first touchdown of the game. Excellent play up front. Those defensive linemen covering up all the offensive linemen, and then there's Reuben Foster. I mean, I think people forget what a dominant and great player Reuben Foster was, and that was a terrific play right there on the goal line.
You talk about Foster, first-round pick of the San Francisco 49ers. Had a number of legal issues, and the 49ers let him go, signed with Washington, blew out his knee in the offseason, and hasn't been on a football field in 4 years. October 2019 was the last time he played in the game. October 2018, pardon me, was the last time he played in the game. And so now a decision to make here. You want to go for 1, 2, or 3 as Foster and his teammates celebrate there on the sideline. And they're lining up to go for 2.
Wait, hold on.
And we're making 11-6, so I don't know why. Madre London diving, and he doesn't get it. Well, an interesting decision. They decide to go for 2 rather than kick the extra point, and they don't get it.
What's the difference between 4 and 5, right?
Right.
So the extra point, unless they're having kicking issues that we don't know about. They're trying a little bit of a draw here, and again, this defensive line from New Orleans, now they stand up strong.
And you also keep it a field goal game rather than making it a touchdown needed to take the lead.
I mean, maybe the over-under gods were just mad that you jinxed them, and so they're just trying to keep the points off the board, maybe.
Well, again, if you like the under, this game's for you. Brock.
Yeah, I'm with the guy that just made that play, and we talked to him this week. Awfully excited to get back to Alabama. Walk me through that play.
Coach told me to take my shot. I took it. I seen Dale out there making plays, so he took his shot. So I was like, man, I can't be scared to take my shot. So really, he did that for me. And I saw Bud. We talked before the play, and he was like, hey, I'm going left or towards the run. I was like, man, I got your backside, bro. And I just saw it. I saw it opening. I just dove for it because I felt a little pressure, and God bless me.
It's been 3 or 4 years since you've been on the field hitting some people, and you told us in the production meeting you were ready.
I'm ready, sir. It's a blessing. 4 years out of this game. It was horrible. It was real bad, to be honest. But I persevered. God helped me to see it through. And, I saw it through with the hammer, you know what I'm talking about, man?
Keep it going, Ruben. Thank you, man.
A little turnover hammer there. And that's the difference in the ball game right now is Johnny Dixon returns it. You can see Keith Gibson attacking that football right there as he brings him down.
Well, you talk about one of the great college football players during his time. Reuben Foster at Alabama was a national champ, first-team All-American, obviously first-round draft pick. Vaunted defenses that he played on there at Alabama. And, when you talk with the coaching staff around Alabama, he's one of those guys that they would mention as, every one of our great defenses had an alpha. Well, Reuben was one of those guys. And we've got one coming up in a couple of weeks, Kurt, from Alabama, Will Anderson, that's going to get selected in the NFL that they mentioned like that.
Here's McLeod Bethel Thompson trying to get something going on offense, and they complete a pass. Johnny Dixon along the sideline. Ran a very good route at the completion, and it gives him a first down.
Well, what I love about this is that they had a little bit of a movement in the pocket, a little play action, and then he was able to get on the outside and get out there. Now they're bringing it back. I don't know if they're going to give this to him because I don't think he got that second foot down. There's that right foot. Great camera work by our guys. He did not get that second foot down in bounds. So a nice play
let's go
call.
gun trips right open. Let's go 3-jet plunk at X shallow. Gun trip. Timeout.
And Bethel Thompson forced to use another timeout because of the play clock.
Well, and remember, they felt like they were.
Hey, they're not going to. They're not. I didn't see anybody waiting complete over there.
Mike looked, he didn't see it. He didn't stop us.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think Coach DiFilippo was taken off guard by coming
11,
back
11,
and it
11.
being second down. He had a first down play call ready. Everyone's moving up there, but as you can see here, Johnny Dixon, control, 1 foot down. There's the second foot clearly on the line. Excellent call right there. Mike confirmed it in LA. And then DiFilippo has to come back and be like, oh, wait. It's 2nd and 10 now. And so that just short pause right there with this quick play clock. And Brock, you've been saying Bethel Thompson it's been a tough adjustment on that play clock so far.
Yeah, I asked him for the first couple series, the biggest difference, and that's what he pointed to. This game is moving faster. Obviously, this front in front of him, and that clock too.
He's 0 for his last 7. There's a completion out to the running back, Anthony Jones, and Jones gets wrapped up right away. Mark Gilbert on the tackle.
Well, I did love what they did on first down. They got a little creative with their formation, and then that set a kind of a half roll. Let's see if they go back to either Jay Adams quickly or if they try to roll the pocket a little bit.
But it's another 3rd and long. 3rd and 9.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
We've got to get it all the way to the 45.
Get there, Sage.
Stepping up, Sage Surratt diving and getting the first down. That's what they like about him, 9 yards and a first.
Well, I love this route from Surratt because he's just going to be working right down the middle of the field, and he's working against Kaiva Tazzino, number 31, the linebacker. Watch as he comes back to the ball, and then the awareness to know, I need to get upfield. He gets away from Reuben Foster, dives for the line to gain, and he's able to keep him on the field and makes the first down.
The handoff taken by Jones. And finally, it looks like in these last 2 plays, New Orleans has a little bit of something going here as Jones makes the run for 5.
A little bit of a rhythm with that offensive line on a nice run from Anthony Jones.
And they get back to the line of scrimmage quickly. No huddle. Bethel Thompson kind of jumped in the air, maybe unnecessarily on that one, but you got to wonder, all that pressure making him a little bit nervous, and it throws it too low. That pass intended for Eli Stove.
Let's see what they go with here on 3rd and 5.
Here you go. X-play focus. The trio right, Y orbit, 3-jet Boston wrap. All right.
You hear something like Y orbit. That's going to be a motion with Sage Surratt. So Sage Surratt's going to be in an orbit motion, which means that he's going to go.
White 20.
He's going to go across and then back.
Wide now. White 20.
Oh, killed the motion there.
Bethel Thompson sacked again. Sack number 4 and a second for Sangapolu.
Bethel Thompson is going to have to start seeing the field a little bit better because he's got a first down right here. Remember, it's just 3rd and 5. Surratt's the closest one to him. He's just going to run a little bit of a hook. Ball out right now, that's a first down. But he holds it. It looked like he was looking deeper than that, trying to read deep to short. But on a 3rd and 5, you've got to read that type of a concept, short to deep.
And so the kicker, Matt Coughlin, still in to punt after the injured ankle of Matt White. Isaiah Henney makes the fair catch. Well, 4:38 left to go here in this first half. The Maulers trying to hang on, maybe add to the lead. We'll see. Well, this is the first game as a head coach at any level for Ray Horton. He leads the Pittsburgh Maulers, who lead the New Orleans Breakers right now. And what a career he had. 10 years as a player in the National Football League as defensive back. Won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. Also played with the Cincinnati Bengals. And then 24 years as a head coach, winning 2 Super Bowls with the Steelers. One with Bill Cowher and one with Mike Tomlin. And now he gets an opportunity to run things from the sideline here in the USFL. Trey Walker with the completion. And one of the things that Ray Horton talked to us about it. He plans on taking a little bit from everybody he worked with. Jimmy Johnson, who's his head coach in Dallas. We talked about Cowher. We talked about Tomlin. So many different influences as he gets an opportunity here.
And I know, we asked him straight up, like, well, what made you want this opportunity? And he said, my son. My son Jaron is the defensive coordinator for Pittsburgh here, and a chance to be around him on the same staff as him and help him out. And I think that was very cool. And there's Jaron over there
with the hat on.
I tell you, it's one of those things where my dad was a coach, and I loved being around him and his teams, and I can't even imagine what it would have been like to coach with him. So a very special moment for the Hortons.
And you see it all over the NFL. Lots of head coaches whose sons are on the staff. That ball bent in the air and intercepted. Gerard Fernandez, now they're going to say, are they going to call it an incompletion now? That close, but it was deflected, and it'll be 3 and out for Pittsburgh.
Well, they're trying to get these short throws, and I like it, right? Because why? The defensive line has been so dominant. So they're trying to give a little RPO right here, and Williams just throws it behind Henney. Henney played his college ball at Sac State. Now he's only 5'7", 171, so it's not a big target. But even still, and I understand too, that's a tough throw because you see how Williams had to drop down and kind of find the alley there, and it was just behind him, and they'll punt it away.
Johnny Dixon waving everybody off. Ball will bounce out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 35. Well, the 2023 USFL season continues next weekend. Saturday, the Memphis Showboats take on the defending champion Birmingham Stallions. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern on Fox. And then on Sunday, you'll see the Michigan Panthers take on Case Cookus and the Philadelphia Stars. That's also at 7 Eastern. It'll be on FS1.
Well, this Pittsburgh offense hasn't done much today. However, they've got the lead, which is not something that they had a lot near halftime a year ago. They were down in 8 of their 10 ball games at halftime. Here they are with a 9-6 lead and that dominant defense back on the field.
New Orleans has brought in a 6th offensive lineman. See if that helps the protection. And Bethel Thompson threw that too low for Anthony Jones, but he did have time.
Finally got a little play action, a little time, and then the quarterback didn't execute. And you have to wonder right now if the game is moving fast for McLeod Bethel Thompson. That's the way it feels. His feet feel fast in the pocket. He's not throwing it to that first man in the progression on the last 3rd down. That one is thrown a little bit short. McLeod Bethel Thompson just has to relax. Try to relax, play some football in rhythm.
Sidearms that one, and it's broken up. Keith Gibson.
He's looking over to his left immediately right here, and then he's got to go all the way back to his right. Okay, so he wants something right on the left, right across the middle. He doesn't have it, so now he's got to come back all the way to Johnny Dixon. But that's just an excellent defensive play right there. You know, you look at Keith Gibson coming all the way over the top, avoiding contact and batting that ball away.
3rd and 10. Seemed like that's been about every 3rd down tonight. He's got a man, Johnny Dixon. Completes it not only for the 1st down, but takes it into Pittsburgh territory. Big completion made there by Bethel Thompson of 27 yards.
Watch on the throw, and you see this area that he's going to throw the ball into, and this is a beautiful throw in rhythm. You see right there, he's got that rhythm, and he's got that hole that he gets that ball into, kind of a layered ball over the linebackers in front of the safeties.
Pump fake, looking up top, and there was some contact that'll draw a flag. I think Lee Morris was the intended receiver. Mark Gilbert bumped into him, and he'll draw a penalty.
Well, as a receiver, obviously. I got you. But you got DP out number 3.
Watch as this is a double move. They're trying to get Dixon on the outside, and Gilbert, who bit completely on the first move, just made contact. Probably a good foul. Because if he's beat that bad, that one might wind up in the end zone.
So we'll spot the ball at the 30.
That's 98. Oh, Max.
What's coming to my mind, Joel, is what McLeod told us a bunch. Emotional maturity. Emotional maturity. Emotional maturity. At 34, all that he's been around, and I think you're seeing that on this drive. Flushing the bad, moving to the next.
Here he is back to throw it under pressure. Somehow escapes. And has running room. Bethel Thompson down inside the 20-yard line. Terry Beckner just kind of flew over the top of him.
He did. Nice duck right there. Again, pressure from this Maulers defensive line. They're trying to get a big play action going right here and set up and get the ball down the field. But Beckner gets a win right away. And Bethel Thompson gets away and shows some speed. I didn't think he had that, guys. I didn't think he had that type of speed.
Now at the 18.
20!
He's doing it for all the old men, right? At the age of 34. Here's Anthony Jones out of the backfield, down to the 5.
Now this is more like it. This is more like it. You've got a running back that wins right away in the flat. He gets the ball right away. When you get timing and ball placement out in front, what do you get? Yards after the catch. McLeod Bethel Thompson, he's settling down, and the Breakers are knocking on the doorstep.
Here at the 2-minute warning means we're just a couple of minutes away from the Progressive halftime show. We'll get you inside the locker rooms, break down this first half, and show you some of the best plays from last season here in the USFL. It's all on the Progressive halftime show, and we'll be interested to see what the score is, because right now we've got New Orleans just outside the 4-yard line, 1st and goal, down by 3. Bethel Thompson and this offense have seemed to find a rhythm here lately.
White 20!
Anthony Jones cuts it back. And he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 2 yards on the play. Nasser Player with a stop.
Here we go, long call, long call. Gun twins left, close step. 200 jet, Z Mario switch, X. Done. White 20, white.
Here's Bethel Thompson looking left. He's got Surratt and he drops it. Surratt was open and couldn't hold it in.
Did a great job with the formation. They got the matchup that they wanted. He's wide open, gets the ball, and he just drops it. And watch it. McLeod Bethel Thompson, his wife can't believe it. He's like, my husband cannot throw the ball.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there. Don't do that. Stop it. Don't be bad. Lots of shifts here.
White 20!
On 3rd and goal. Pressure. Bethel Thompson throws in the direction of Morris. It falls incomplete thanks to Bryce Tornaden.
Good pressure right in the face of Bethel Thompson. Now he gets what he wants here. He gets a little bit of a lane on that right side, but look at the defense. Excellent defense right there. Tornaden comes over and just bats that ball away. and they're able to force New Orleans into this kicking opportunity, and she can't believe it.
So it'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt. And Coughlin gets it. Well, they had first and goal from the 4-yard line. They settle for 3, and it ties the game at 9 apiece with 1:16 left to go here in this first half. There you saw Brock Hewitt on the sideline working both teams. Up in the broadcast booth, Kurt Menefee along with Joel Klatt. You know, we've seen some inconsistent play by both these quarterbacks, yet both their teams are still in it.
Well, to back them up a little bit, I would say that the inconsistencies have been largely due to the opposing defensive line. You know, those defensive lines for each of these teams have been really good. But in the last couple of series, what we have seen is both the play callers and the quarterbacks and each offensive line settle into a bit of a rhythm. I think if that can continue a little bit in the second half, we're going to see a few more points. But that's exactly what you want to see late in the second quarter is some of those adjustments. Remember, this is the first game for these guys, right? So you've got to iron out some of those kinks in the opening series and get the things that you like. Some of the things that have worked, Kurt, are changing the pocket, getting to play action, helping those offensive linemen out so that they're not just sitting there having to block and drop back pass situations.
1:16 left to go on the clock officially, and keep in mind inside 2 minutes the play clock will stop after first downs until they realign the ball. Trey Walker, and he's wrapped up right at the 36-yard line. Brock.
Yeah, Kurt, Bethel's checking all these plays out. Just talk to me about this first half. You told our crew emotional maturity, right? Is it coming to play?
That's for me too, right? That's for me too. No one's perfect right now. When a Ferrari doesn't have the right gasoline in it, it can look a little sputtery. So once we're really close, you know, we're really not far away. It can look sloppy on television, maybe it's not. Who knows? But we're very, very close.
How are you feeling like you're seeing the game in the field?
Oh yeah, seeing it great. You know, it's just about execution, having the right people in the right spot, and me delivering the ball to the right person. You know, it's a simple game, but it's 11 bodies moving in one. It's not easy to be done, and when it's moving well, it's beautiful. When it's a little bit sticky, it can get ugly at times.
And did you sign up for 4 sacks in the first 30 minutes?
Oh yeah, it's great. I love getting hit. You know, it's part of the game, and obviously I want to be able to get the ball out sooner and not put my team in bad positions. But that's part of it, and we're learning go. We got 2 more quarters to go here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, while you were talking there, Dwayne Gary had a 31-yard run for Pittsburgh. It gets them to the 33 of New Orleans.
And just out of nowhere, a huge hole opens up. And maybe New Orleans was taken off guard that they were running the ball here in this situation, but their biggest run of the day sets them up here in scoring territory.
They had 25 yards of total offense before that. And this one caught by the big tight end, Artavius Lynn. No nameplate on his jersey, but that is him.
I like that rhythm, right? You see that quick passing game. Good decision from Troy Williams. He got the ball out quickly to his tight end. And now the Maulers moving it down the field.
Pick up a 4. Still plenty of time. 2 timeouts.
Hey, easy. Hey, LA muscle. LA. To that. You're waiting. Right to that.
Roshak. And the former Wisconsin running back takes it down to the 35-yard line.
An audible like that, I automatically just take the simplest thing, like LA meaning like L left, and muscle meaning like strong run, you know, like something like that. So it's like, hey, I'm checking to LA muscle, which is a run play on the left.
Check. Two jet.
2 jets of protection.
Hey, easy. Here we go. Hey. Right here.
Signaling the route.
Taking a lot of time.
Yep.
You ready? Right to that.
Going to the right side. A little hand fighting down the sideline. Trey Walker and Neville Clark going at it. No flags and an incompletion.
I've been impressed with Neville Clark so far today. 6'1", 187 pounds out of Central Florida, and we've seen him a couple of times be step for step in coverage, and this is the length. He does a great job. Look at him pacing, and then he gets his hands on the wide receiver and tracks him all the way into the sideline.
43 yards.
So Nathan Herlahai will come on and try a 43-yard kick to give the Maulers the lead. legs down on the play. Alex Thomas came in and hit Hurlahide.
Running into the kicker, number 38, defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yeah, they only needed 2 for a first, so that's a big one.
Huge mistake. You know, it's the odds of getting this are just so slim, and then it's not even like they were laying out there. He just runs into him as he's running by. It's a massive mistake, and it gives Pittsburgh life. So now you've got 18 seconds. The ball is on the 20-yard line. You can throw it wherever you want because there's a couple of timeouts left for the Maulers. So the entire playbook is at their disposal, but at some point they're going to have to find some matchup that they like. Their tight end is huge, 6'4", 262 pounds, Artavius Lynn. We've seen him have a completion on this drive. Maybe that's where they start to look.
When we get done with this first half, we'll bring you the Progressive Halftime Show. We'll see what happens here in the final seconds. Troy Williams has time. Looking for Bailey Gaither. He can't get it. There's your guy Neville Clark there on the coverage again.
Yeah, they're having a tough time against Neville Clark. He's got too much length, and he is right in sequence with these wide receivers. He's done a heck of a job. Clearly unfazed. Watch his patience. You know, a great corner has to have patience, and he never panics here, even on a double move. He kind of catches up, even with the stumble, and then he fights through the hands of the wide receiver. See that right arm go right through the hands of the wide receiver? That's textbook stuff right there.
Pittsburgh using one of its 2 timeouts.
Timeout. Pittsburgh. Their second.
Left, 2-jet, wide drive,
30
twist.
seconds.
There you go. Double left.
Troy Williams will go over the sideline.
We don't have a kicker right now, so we're going to go for it. Okay.
Oh, you hear that? So they don't have a kicker right now. So these have got to start going into the end zone or close to it.
There you see Hurlahide trying to get himself back in the groove, but they've already made the decision he can't kick the rest of this first half.
Go left, 2-jet, wide drive, twist. Don't worry.
So probably about 2 plays here.
Well, they're running a play called 2-jet wide drive. 2-jet is the protection. Y is going to be on a drive route. Okay, so that means that he and that wide receiver. So what you're going to get here is this. Then you're going to get this as well, and you got a twist on the top side.
Here comes the blitz. Thrown underneath, and it's caught. And that's the tight end, Lynn. Clock keeps going down to 3, 2, 1. They got the timeout just before it hit 0.
What's going on now? Well, Hurlahide's got his helmet on over there on the sideline.
Yeah, he said he was good to go.
What, does Ray know that?
They're third and final.
Does Coach Horton know that?
You want me to go tell him?
Well, should we? I don't know if the coach knows that.
I think the operation's coming on the field here. Joel, snapper, holder.
All right, Brock, he missed the last one left. Does he overcorrect here?
Yeah, and that was the miss in warm-ups as well. And the wind was blowing a little bit more. It's calmed down as the sun is going down. But that was his miss in warm-ups as we watched it too.
Right hash, the natural tendency is to want to draw it.
Everybody report. Everybody
All right,
report.
Hurlahide says he's good from 34 yards out for the lead. And that one's blocked. New Orleans can run this back. Mike Stevens. And they're trying to pass it around. And that will end the first half. Well, that was exciting. Maulers and Breakers all tied at 9 apiece after the blocked field goal.
I thought that they were going to get a chance
That's
there.
the end of the first
Neville
half.
Clark almost had it. Here's some good push from the interior. It gets blocked in there in the interior. Clark is the next one that has his hands on the football, and he has a nice little return before they start pitching it around. That's a good job by that defense, though. That defensive line getting those hands up, preventing the score after a nice 2-minute series from that Maulers offense.
Well, the over-under was 37.5. We're just about halfway there
we go.
At halftime. 18 points scored so far, and it's all even at 9 apiece. Time for tonight's big move, brought to you by Pods. It was that special teams play by Bailey Gaither that backed New Orleans up. And after a penalty, they were at the 1-yard line. Reuben Foster forced a fumble. Tizino recovered it. And that's the only touchdown of the first half so far. We'll be back with the Progressive Halftime Show from Birmingham, where the Breakers and Maulers are all knotted up. That was tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. Before we kick off the third quarter, let's check in with Brock Hewitt, who's with the Maulers head coach.
First 30 minutes of your life as a head coach. What was it?
Well, they often say it's like kissing your sister, or in this case, maybe your wife's sister. Neither one is good. So, it's 9-9 defensive game, and we always talk about the invention of the wheel being a great revolutionary thing, but the axle is what really defined what the wheel is. I told our guys, somebody's going to be the wheel and somebody's going to be the axle. I want the guy that's going to be the axle and win the game for us.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Coach.
Look, I don't have a sister, but I know the kind of trouble you can get in if you kiss your wife's sister. Let's just...
Wait, you do?
No, well, I'm saying I know what... Maybe I should rephrase that. I'm aware of what type of trouble that
you can imagine. You can imagine.
I can imagine.
What just happened? What just happened?
I don't know.
It's crazy. All right. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
Ray didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Whatever. It's tied. That's what the bottom line is. 9-9 right now.
It's the axle and the wheel.
There we go.
That's what I heard.
He's colorful. Both these defenses really played well today.
They really did. Defensive line, that's been the story of the game. And Brock, I think if I was the offensive play callers and quarterbacks, I would be thinking of everything I could do for play calls, designs that take my offensive line out of the equation.
Yes.
All the screens and misdirection that I can get is where I would want to go offensively.
Joe, you have to get both of these defenses. They're the ones dictating. Right? And as an offense, it is your job to make them react to you, whether that's tempo, whether that's movement, screens. There is plenty of ammunition, plenty of tools in the tool bag to handle defensive lines and dominant ones. We'll see the adjustments they made at halftime.
New Orleans came out of the locker room late. They're just running on the field. They just got their 11th man out. There's a little confusion by the Breakers to start this half, and it all winds up being for naught. As the kickoff goes into the end zone, Perla high, looks to be okay, and we'll get McLeod Bethel Thompson back in the game. 6 of 19 in that first half, but got into a little bit of a rhythm the later the half got.
Yeah, I thought his last couple of series were his best couple of series, which is understandable.
Gunship side open, 353 stag.
We'll start this series at the 25-yard line. To the air, and that one's caught. Jay Adams. Gain of 6.
Easy completions. Easy completions. Quick game. That was just a little drag slant concept right there. Everybody's got it. It's a West Coast staple, and for a quarterback, it's like stealing.
Wait, 20! We're done!
Anthony Jones on the handoff. And they still can't run. Boogie Roberts, the big defensive tackle, in there with the stop.
And Brock, Boogie's going to let him know about it too, isn't he?
Boogie wants my microphone.
Boogie wants everybody's job.
That's right. He's acting. He wants to be a broadcaster. Hey, by the way, he's playing pretty dominant football on the field here tonight. And on a 3rd and 4, those defensive tackles, they have been providing pressure all night long.
Wait, 20!
Bethel Thompson, Boogie Roberts all over him. That ball bounced, I believe. Yeah, it's an incompletion, but again, the pressure from the defensive front.
And it's just about activity. Watch as Boogie's going to be fighting right here, and then he's finally going to win. There's contact, and then he is able to swim around and just continues that motor. We talked about the fact with him that he lost about 20 pounds. He reminded us today, and he thought that would make him a little bit more nimble, guys, and it was going to increase his pass rush, and we've seen that, Brock.
Yeah, and remember, he told us he watched some of his buddies get opportunities in the league, and last year he was a run stuffer. Last year he was the nose tackle in this 3-4, freeing everybody else up. He wanted to prove to his team, I think to the higher-ups at the next level, that no, he can be a disruptive D-tackle as well.
Well, tonight's a good tape for him. Isaiah Henning back deep, but there is a flag down on the punt.
I think they jumped offside. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? That's going to be another huge mistake. They've given them a couple of chances tonight, guys, with these penalties.
You know, these don't show up. It's turnovers.
That would make a first down, number 89.
Yeah, it was 4th and 4, so if they did jump off offsides, it'll be enough for a first.
Number 89, defense in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot will result in a first down.
It is Trey Walker, the guilty party.
Wow.
And he can't believe it.
And he's kind of leaned over. You see him at the top of your screen. So this is him right up top, up there. And he's just leaned over into the neutral zone, and that's just a huge mistake after the defense. Think of the effort that it took, you know, to a couple of sacks, you know, get pressure. Boogie gets a sack basically before Bethel Johnson's able to just. Thompson, is able to get that ball out of his hand.
And remember, they ran into the punter earlier on special teams as well. Here's Bethel Thompson trying to take advantage. They completed out enough for the first down. Jonathan Adams, who goes by the name of Jay. He's officially listed as Jonathan, but prefers to be called Jay, and he makes the catch for 12 yards.
Hey, Joel, that play action pass, that's our best protection.
Yeah. Trips right.
And it's not even how it affects that defense at the second level, which it does, but I think it is just that movement, right? Your O-line is not static going backwards, but that protection, that play scheme, they've got to keep working that.
I'll tell you what it does. It's not about affecting the secondary. It's about forcing the two defensive tackles to play their gap and not get in a pass rush.
Because they brought in the 6th offensive lineman. Bethel Thompson has a man open. Eli Stove into Mauler territory. 23 yards on that game.
Here's where we're going to get that play action again. So you're going to get the play action right there. Try to get a little protection, and then you're trying to open up that zone behind the linebackers. And he's able to deliver it right before he takes a big hit. There's those defensive tackles again, and Boogie is getting there on every single play. He's getting pressure on Bethel Thompson.
From the 29. Time. Complete. That one's caught by Jay Adams.
18. Good. There you go. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. Hey, we're going to deuce right, 99Y, kill over, away from rotation. Hey, deuce right, 99Y, kill over, away from rotation. Deuce right, 99Y, kill over, away from rotation. Here we go, we got 18 seconds.
Here we go, deuce right, 99Y, kill over. All right. We're good, we're good. Sit down. We're 20. We're done.
From the 18, Anthony Jones gets around the corner. This is the best and most consistent drive New Orleans has had all night.
Here we go. Hey, here we go. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12.
That's personnel.
Hey, Twins right book, 98 force. Twins right book, 98 force. Twins right book, 98 force.
Twins right formation. Book is a little movement. 98 right force is your concept.
Right book, 98.
98 force concept. It's a run. This is a run to the right side here.
Where the two tight ends are. Anthony Jones cuts it back. And Jones down inside the 10. It'll be good enough for a first down.
Attack is tempo here. They're back at the line of scrimmage.
He's actually just short of the first down. My apologies. Here's Anthony Jones, and he gets stopped before he made it back to the line of scrimmage. That will be fourth. Reuben Foster came in there and nailed him. So Matt Coughlin will come in to attempt the field goal.
59 and 79 to record.
He'll be from 27 yards out. And he gets it through for the lead. And I'll tell you what, John DeFilippo may be disappointed in the way it finished, but remember, they had punted this ball away, so this is almost like three points. Of course, we're here in Birmingham, just about 50 miles or so from Talladega. If you're in a race car, it'll take about 15 minutes to do it.
Maybe not even that long.
Yeah. Trey Walker from the 11. And he's brought down just shy of the 40. First possession of the second half for Pittsburgh.
We'll see where they go with the QB. They'll be back to their starter, James Morgan, it looks like.
11. All right. We got gun, trips right, Curry, kill, 19 Wanda. I want right.
Morgan 1 of 7 for 23 yards passing in his duty in the first half.
Trips right, trips right.
Replaced by Troy Williams for the entire second quarter.
Monday. Son. Hey, kill, 2020. Wait, 80. Wait, son.
The handoff taken by Dwayne Gray. Good second effort by Gray. Fights his way for a couple yards on the pickup when it looked like it might have got shut down early. Give him 4 yards.
Hey, Joel, I know we talked about this last year, and you and I are on the same page of this with QBs. But being at field level and hearing their command, there is so much to your command, right?
Yeah.
Just kill.
Yeah.
You know, just your presence. You know, and this is an opportunity, I think, for one of these quarterbacks to just stand up and speak up.
Done. Wait, 80. Wait, up.
Morgan backpedaling and completes it out to Gaither.
And that's a nice ball right there. They got a little A-gap pressure blocked up. And Brock, that running back right there, he stepped up and made a nice block in the A-block. Who was that? That was Gary, number 21. Watch as he steps up and right there, bam. He's able to stifle Fernandez, and that's what allows Morgan to sit in there and complete the slam.
7 yards and a first down.
Son.
At the 44.
Wait, 80. What's on? All right, we're good. There you go. Wait, 80. What's up?
Morgan. Right into the breadbasket of Gaither, flag down in the secondary. But a nice catch made for a gain of 9 if it stands.
You know, when I'm watching that route out there, I thought that the defensive back held him, you know, when he was trying to get out of his break. That's what it looked like to me. Neville Clark grabbed him, and Gaither was still able to get open. Watch the top of the route here as we get the call. Top of the route. See that tug just right there? I mean, it's small.
Pass interference. Number 14. Defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a first down.
I know it's small. It looked a little bit more egregious from my angle up here.
They get the 9-yard gain on the completion. Keep in mind, pass interference in the USFL is a spot foul, unless it's egregious.
20. All right, Monday. Set. Wait, 80. Wait, set.
Going deep, Henny couldn't grab it. Hit him in stride, and Henny dropped it.
It's a beautiful route. I thought it was a great ball as well. He's just got to get this. It's that slot fade, and it's tough to cover. He wins, Stevens is beat by a step, and he's just got to haul it in.
Play, kill, 18-1. Yeah. Good.
Missed opportunity.
Good. Hey, kill. 4. Wait, 80. Wait, set.
The keeper, no, handed off to Madre London, and London takes it forward. Gonna get out across the 40-yard line. Gain of 8.
Good series here.
17. Hey, hold up.
12 hammer, trips right.
Oh, hey, listen up. All right, we got trips right, 12 hammer on 1. Ready? That's me? Yeah.
You think James Morgan's pumped up right now?
I think so.
All right, Monday. Done. Wait, 80. What's that?
Madre London fighting. Stopped up initially by Greg Iceworth, and he's going to prevent him from getting that first down. 1 yard to go.
You know, normally, Brock, I would say, hey, it's 1 yard. It's the spot on the field where you would go for it. But the defensive line has been so dominant for Pittsburgh. If you can pin them inside the 10 or the 5-yard line, you might be able to score with that defense on the field.
They did the last time.
Exactly.
That's how they scored their touchdown. And there was no hesitation. I like that. First-time head coach, ahead of the situation, knowing that if I don't get it, I'm going to put one of my best players today, and it's been his punter on the field.
Matt Mangle is the punter. Gets it off. And he got too much of that one. So it'll wind up being a touchback. Didn't work out exactly like they wanted to, and it remains a 3-point game.
We've been talking about these defensive linemen for Pittsburgh all night long. Let's show us the 3 ways that they've been getting to the quarterback. This is really staying in your lanes and just a bull rush from everybody, and you see the quarterback's got nowhere to go. Then you've got individual effort. First, you've got Sungapolu. Great little swim move. He's able to win laterally and get to the quarterback. And then how about Boogie Roberts? He splits the double team, and it's just sheer effort, right? That's a motor sack, and he gets all the way in there. They can't block him, and he gets the sack. And look at that. Sungapolu 2 sacks. Roberts 1 sack. Beckner 1 sack. They have been an absolute force so far tonight, and really the best thing that Pittsburgh's got going.
And we've seen New Orleans try to handle that at times with 6 offensive linemen, which is what they go with right here. And they get the protection. Completed out of the backfield. Anthony Jones. Ball came out as he hit the ground. Mark Gilbert with the tackle. And they're going to give the ball to Pittsburgh.
Well, we'll see if he hits the ground here. Big play action again.
Completion and a fumble.
Bethel Thompson dumps it down to the running back, Anthony Jones, and as he's going down, I think he hit the turf. To me, Kurt, that looks like he went all the way down. This will be a good look right here. Yeah, he's got control. Arm hits the ground. That's what pops the ball loose, and I think Mike Pereira will definitely take a look at this.
Mike's in Los Angeles at our Rocket Mortgage Replay Center. Let's listen in as he looks at it.
Okay, we're going to look at what we're going to actually look at is the forearm. Is the right forearm down? Does he have control of the ball when that forearm hits? Not the wrist, the forearm, and he does. So we're going to put him down there. So he's actually going to put the ball down at the 27-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. That is correct.
After further review, the receiver was down by contact after catching the ball. It'll be 2nd down for New Orleans.
One of the great things is when we go to the Rocket Mortgage Replay Center, you can see and hear exactly the thoughts of the guy who's making the call.
That's right. That's exactly right.
No reason to wonder. So the catch counts, and it's 2nd and 3. Anthony Jones makes it a first. Trey Tarpley on the tackle. 9 yards on the run.
Well, they finally get a little seam right here in the middle. You know, they have not had much running room. That is a terrific double team by that right side. Paul Adams, Marquise Lucas, and then from the helmet cam of the running back. See how he just runs right off the hip of the tackle right there? That's a great real-time look at what a running back is trying to do as he's reading the blocks in front of him.
Bethel Thompson. Along the sideline, Johnny Dixon with the catch and another first down. You can see, if he has time, Bethel Thompson able to make something happen. 16 yards that time.
Well, and they're constantly using what's I would call a six-man protection, whether that's a chip player or an offensive lineman, Kurt, trying to stymie that pass rush. And then if he's got the time, they're getting wins in the second level. And Johnny Dixon is one of those guys winning. He's a terrific route runner.
Wait, 20!
They go with Bethel Thompson out to his tight end, Sage Surratt, into the open field, and Surratt finally wrestled out of bounds just before he gets to the 20. Pass protection, its best so far.
And watch what happens when a quarterback gets a little confidence. He's going to throw this ball right on his last step. This is called playing in rhythm. Watch Bethel Thompson hits that 7, boom, and the ball is out. He didn't hitch step. He didn't do anything. That last foot hit, and the ball came out, and it's accurate. That's what allows for run after the catch.
15 yards on the game.
31. Yeah, it's lucky. Here we go. White 20. What's that?
6 consecutive completions for Bethel Thompson. Pump fake, throws it across the middle. Lee Morris makes it 7 in a row. And you can see the adjustment that they made in the protection paying dividends, Brock.
Deuce right, 99 wide, kill over, away from rotation. Deuce right, 99 wide, kill over, away rotation.
Coach, what are you trying to look for here?
I'm sorry.
What are you looking for here on this call?
Get this first down right here, all right, and try to run the football right here with our wide zone, okay, and see if we can break one and score.
Okay, so here's the wide zone. He wants to run this to the left. If he gets rotation, then he's going to kill it. He didn't get rotation. He kept it on.
But Anthony Jones cut it back inside and got the first.
Husker.
Hey, give me this. Give me 11. Hey, I want to go Y mode, a gun trips right, 353 stag. Y mode, a gun trips right, 353 stag.
And what are we looking for here, Coach?
Okay, we're going to Y mode of trips, and we're going to run double stick dragon. All right, so we have great coverage zero answers. They zeroed us down here on the last time we were down here. So we got dragon, drag, slant up top,
Go ahead,
and double stick down.
White 20. What's that?
Bethel Thompson flushed out. And wisely just throws that one away.
Okay, here we go. Hey, 0-1 Lee. Hey, gun dizzy right D, 50 all shoot. Hey, gun dizzy right D, 50 all shoot. Gun dizzy right D, 50 all shoot. Hey, make sure we're lined right now.
Last one?
Yeah, we're going empty. We're running all shoot. Everyone's running a vertical. Find our best one-on-one matchup. Right down the pipe.
He wants the tight end right here.
Looking back in the end zone, overthrows him. Sage Surratt was covered. We appreciate Coach DiFilippo doing that for us.
Well, he wanted that tight end. He calls it for his player right here, and he wants him to get loose on a little bit of a vertical, but watch the depth that the linebacker got. I thought that was great coverage right there from Tazzino, understanding the situation, and he gets a look. If he's playing too tight to the line of scrimmage, they're going to throw a touchdown right there.
Two-jet, all go red, all right? White 20! What's that?
Bethel Thompson up top, broken up, incomplete. Mark Gilbert got a hand on that one and prevented what could have been a touchdown.
Well, this is great coverage from Gilbert. Okay, so he's working on the outside against Johnny Dixon. And watch as he sinks, see, with eyes on the quarterback. And as soon as he sinks, he's in a zone coverage with that technique where he shows his chest to the inside of the field. But he continues to get depth, and that ball did not go high enough, so he's able to leap up and get his hands on the football.
Once again, New Orleans will settle for a field goal attempt, this time from 28 yards out. And Matt Coughlin puts that one through. He's in the swing of things. Coughlin extends the lead now to 15-9.
I love you, mama. Daddy. Out, Bill, out.
How do you get to 15-9? 1 defensive touchdown and 6 field goals. That's what we've seen tonight. 5 of them by the kicker for New Orleans, Matt Coughlin, which ties the all-time USFL record. One of the record holders, Scott Norwood, before he was with the Buffalo Bills. Here's Trey Walker. And Walker still running. Fighting his way out to the 46-yard line. 4 seconds left to go in this third quarter of the game that wraps up this first weekend of USFL action. And next weekend, USFL action does continue. Saturday, the Memphis Showboats take on the defending champion Birmingham Stallions. That game's at 7 o'clock Eastern on Fox. And then on Sunday, the Michigan Panthers face the Philadelphia Stars, led by quarterback Case Cookus. That's at 7 o'clock Sunday on FS1. Most likely the final play of this third quarter is James Morgan and this Pittsburgh offense trying to get on board.
Good. 180. Wait, set.
Morgan steps up. Artavius Lynn makes the grab, and that'll do it for quarter number 3.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Feeling that under?
It's
24 points right now. I'm just saying.
Hey, man, I'm not going to do that to those people.
One more quarter to find out.
At their TV right now.
Andy Filippo, his first game as a head coach, he is doing it in pain. He has a condition called ankylosing spondylitis. And he spent 6 days at the Mayo Clinic before they were able to determine what it was. It's a spinal condition that affects his foot, but he said he promised when he was in that bed, and some doctors were saying he would never walk again, that he would run onto the field the first game he coached. And you can see how emotional he was as he took the field tonight for this game. And his parents, Gene, and his mother, Ann, his father, Gene, both in the stands watching him, and it was an emotional night for them as well. Brock.
Yeah, I think it struck all of us in our production meeting, right? I mean, it was one of the first questions that we brought up, and obviously there was a public story about his health battles, and we always ask these coaches, do you want us to talk about it? And I mean, Kurt, he teared up right away and took us right back to that valley that he had been in, and he was anxious to run on this field and reach a mountaintop, as you said, that many in that building did not think he would see again.
How scary must it be to be in the Mayo Clinic with some of the best doctors in the world and spending 6 days with them telling you, we don't know what's wrong with you. And he said he went through doctor after doctor and more than 30 tests before someone finally figured out what it was. And they think it may be a condition that he might have had at birth that just hadn't been diagnosed until now. And he turned 45 this past Wednesday. And so they think maybe it showed up now as he's gotten older. And right now he says he takes 18 pills every morning. They tell him it will get better as time goes on, but he's in pain constantly with his feet and his back, but he's fighting through it here tonight.
20-20.
Less pain if his crew can get a stop here.
180. What's that?
On 4th and 1, well, they hit him in the backfield, but they keep on marching forward, and Garrett Groshek picks up a first.
Well, Groshek got contacted in the backfield, but watch as he just keeps his legs moving, and he's able to get over to that right side of the offensive line. Here's the contact right there, and he's able to get behind his pads and just push forward in order to move the chains.
Monday. Good. 180. What's that?
Morgan chased out of the pocket. Trying to direct traffic downfield, but he runs it and gets hit on the sideline. Flag's gone flying. Jordan Brailford has yet to get up after hitting him on the sideline. Gerard Fernandez there as well. they'll be called for the penalty.
Yeah, 21.
He was going after the contact, but you can tell, watch at the very end, watch 95 Jordan Brailford. You can tell at the end he tries his best. After right there, he's dragging and he's trying to lay off
play was over.
and then gets contacted by his own man.
Late hit out of bounds. Number 95, defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
They call it on Brailford. So that'll be a 20-yard gain, 5 on the run, and then 15 on the penalty.
Well, and you think about that 4th down conversion from Pittsburgh, and then you get that penalty right there. And now you're in a situation, Brock, they have got to convert here. This is one of their best offensive series so far of the night.
Take a shot. Off the play fake. They do take a shot. And it's caught right at the 10-yard line. Trey Walker. There is a flag in the secondary as Walker got up.
Morgan's pass complete.
They're going to call him down where he caught the ball right there at the 11-yard line.
Well, he was definitely contacted, so I don't think he's going to be able to get up, but I'm interested to see what this flag is.
Hey, Tori, Daddy love you, baby.
Prior to the pass, holding. Number 38, defense. Penalties decline. The ruling on the field
Thomas,
is if the runner
number 38,
was down
one of the
by
corners,
contact at the
gets held for the
11-yard
hold.
line.
He's working on Samson
First down.
Nakua. There's the grab right there with the left hand. Flag comes out. There he's still holding on to that hand warmer on the back. Don't know why he needs a hand warmer. It's a beautiful night. Nevertheless, how about Morgan stepping up in the pocket? That is a really nice adjustment as well from Walker, guys. Going back to that kind of that low hip and going down to the ground to get that ball.
19-1, that one, right?
So they take the 12-yard completion. There's a challenge flag being thrown out by Ray Horton.
Can I challenge that or not? Can I challenge that?
You can challenge it.
Can I?
You can challenge that he wasn't down by.
Oh, no. Okay, that's my fault. I thought you said it was a touchdown score or not. Okay, no, I'm good.
I was wondering why he was challenging that, but he thought it was called a touchdown, so no challenge on the play. And instead, they'll line it back up again. It'll be 1st and 10, right at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, we challenge it.
His first game as a head coach, learning as well. Well, the flag was on the field, and Mike Pereira, who's at the Rocket Mortgage Replay Center,
Pittsburgh,
if he
the
throws that
challenge
flag, he's got to take a
challenge the
timeout
ruling on
or
the
do the
field.
challenge, right?
Ruling.
Okay, so I'm good. Go ahead.
The ruling had been confirmed by replay.
You throw it, you're stuck with it. And so
Pittsburgh,
if you want to go through the challenge, go ahead, or if not, you're going to be charged a timeout.
If it's not reviewable, we can't lose a timeout.
And so that's what they're debating right now. Do you want to go through with it? You don't win, you're going to lose a timeout. Or do you just want to take the timeout right now and not bother going through with it? And I think Horton is saying, let's go through with it because maybe by some miracle you win.
Well, I think he throws it right. Yeah, there you go. See that? He did throw it.
And he's not going to win the challenge.
And
So
you
he's
know
going to
what,
lose the
guys?
timeout.
I mean,
But he may as well try it.
And this is just, there's no substitute in experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Ray Horton's an amazing coach. He's never been a head coach. He's never had a challenge plays. He's never been through this process and all the communication. So yeah, this is one that you learn from. And I think, you know, whatever the communication with the booth or otherwise, you just got to remember once you throw that flag, there's no turning back.
You know, I'll change gears a little bit for Ray Horton. Aside from that little, you know, replay flag, guys, his even-keeled demeanor, I think, has rubbed off on this team, and I believe that's why they're playing well right now, even down here. They're not panicking.
So they lose the timeout. Derek Brochette cuts it back inside, fighting his way down to the 1-yard line. Good run by the former Wisconsin fullback who came in as a quarterback.
Well, I tell you, what I love about this is that they finally get a little hole right there, and it's because of the width created as he's bouncing out to the left side, and then he finds the hole. This is good vision right there. He finds the hole, and he's able to cut up the field and get inside the 1.
He also found the squat rack.
He's bulked up quite a bit.
He's known where that's at.
First and goal from the 1. Groshek hitting the backfield. Won't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Justice Reed met him early.
Tell you what, the penetration from the defensive line into that backfield, and they tried to use an unbalanced formation there. You see where all those offensive linemen were over to the right side. It created a short edge on the left.
Officials timeout for an injured
that defensive line was able to get in the backfield, and Justice Reed, just an excellent play and a strong finish at the point of contact.
And we have an injured breaker down on the field, Henri St. Amour. While there's an injury on the field, we'll take a quick timeout. All right, he got up, so we won't take a timeout. So we'll see second and goal. He lost about half a yard on that play, but still at the 1 yard line.
You know, Joel, that was a great point you made about just the calm, cool, collected Ray Horton. Because we saw this Pittsburgh team at times, and especially as the year unraveled, just the sidelines at times was chaotic. And it is the opposite of that tonight. I mean, it is calm. They take the demeanor of their head coach. And I think you're right. Even with 130 total yards tonight, they punch this in. They're going to take the lead.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've got a chance to do it right here. Their only touchdown all night has been scored by the defense.
Yeah, let's go 20-20.
They added a field goal.
Good. 180. Wait, set.
Here comes the pressure. Morgan lobs it up. And it's thrown over the head of his tight end, Lynn. It'll be third down.
All right, what do you like here, Clark?
Well, I'll be honest. You know what I don't like? A shotgun fade inside the 5 yard line. And so that's just the old man yelling at the clouds coming in me about the last play call. But if I'm going back to this, I'm going to Garrett Groshek. But the thing about it is that I'm going to get something in front of him, some sort of tight end coming in front of him as well. And I've got to get those seams of the defense covered up and blocked down.
Well, they've got Stocky in front of him. They don't hand it off, and under pressure, the ball is thrown and batted around. Incomplete. Alex Thomas had a chance to pick it off and take it back for New Orleans, but instead it falls incomplete. And it looks like Pittsburgh will settle for the field goal.
Well, they're trying to get this kind of a full flow action, and they line up like they're going to go hardcore, you know, big I formation, and they just get so much pressure right away. And you can see that Morgan wants to get that ball out of his hand to Walker as quickly as he can. You know, the bad part about this is that they were trying to have a little tight end throwback. That guy's going to be wide open. In fact, he was. Samson Nakul was wide open on that last replay. Did you see him in the back corner, the left corner of the end zone? But Morgan had no time to get there, Brock. They had the play dialed up.
30 seconds.
And I'll tell you what else they did. They just changed gears. They just took another timeout because I don't think they trust their field goal operation, and I don't think they love those last two goals, Joel.
Well, I also think that I don't know if they believe they're going to be down here that much more, right? I mean, how many more chances? It's not like they're going up and down the field. And so when you are in this position, you might as well swing for it.
To win the game.
Thought process here to change gears from the field goal to going for it. What's running through your mind?
My guys want it, and we want it too. We want to be aggressive. We want to win the game. We don't want to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Love it. I love that, guys. You know, he has an idea in his head, Brock, and he's like, no, my guys want something else.
Yeah. You remember Lamar Jackson telling John Harbaugh multiple times, let's go. Put it on me. Let me do it. Offensive linemen typically are the ones, right, Joel?
That's right.
Put it on my shoulders and let us go punch them in the mouth.
Well, you think about Brian Dable going for 2 week 1 of the Giants season.
That's right.
Changed the culture there in his first game. We'll see how this works for Pittsburgh. Groshek fighting. Ball comes out. He was down, and he won't get into the end zone. And so New Orleans defense comes up with the stop, led by Vontae Diggs.
That Breakers defense all night long, they have just held strong.
The runner was down by
a yard short, and the Breakers stop them again. Back 15-9. How did the Breakers get a stop? It started on 3rd down when the Pittsburgh Maulers were unable to find that back corner route. Samson Nakua, you can see him in your screen, number 33. They just didn't have time to get back to him. And then on 4th down, here's what you're going to get. A nice blitz from the middle linebacker, and you've got Vontae Diggs coming right through the A gap. Groshek has got to widen out before he wants to, and there's the contact, and all those blue jerseys at the 1-yard line stopping the Maulers. A great job on 4th down.
Yeah, remember, it was 1st and goal from the 1. Talk about a stop. We've seen this play before in Philadelphia, huh? Just get out of the end zone, right? Brock?
Yeah. Hey, we're going to do this from a defensive perspective. Vontae, tell me about this 4th down stop right here.
4th and 1 on the goal line. Coach called a blitz. They kicked out, came through the A gap, tried to get them down. I couldn't do them. Jure set the edge perfect on 44. And shoot, the rest of the guys rallied. You know, we bend and don't break. Bend but don't break. That's the motto when you get down in here in the red, you know. They get paid too, so they're going to get a couple yards and stuff. But we made this happen. D-line making a hell of a play. And you see 95 right here making a play with his back. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how we play. You know, by any means necessary, we're going to make a play.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Vontae.
Vontae Diggs, one of the leaders on this team last season, and obviously showing up again this year.
Yeah, and that was that blitz call that was so important. And, you know, from an offensive perspective, that was great defensive perspective. From an offensive perspective, if you're running, you know, you're trying to run that full kind of like lead zone, you've got to get your play side gap covered up as an offensive lineman, and they allowed that play side A gap right next to the center to get blitzed right through, and that's what caused the play to fail.
Hey,
Anthony Jones just made it out of the end zone there. Yeah, Brock.
Hey, Kurt and Joel, you know, it's one thing for Ray Horton on the other side to listen to his guys, to go for it, and we all love that. But I'll tell you the smart thing, too, and a guy that played 10 years and coached defense for 20 in the league, is he knew worst case, he's putting the strength of his team on the field right here.
Well,
right? And this 3rd and 9 is now paying off, has got to pay off that decision, too.
And if they don't get some plus yards, they're punting on a short, tight punt with the heels on the end line.
There's Bethel Thompson's got a man, and that's complete out to Lee Morris. And Morris gets enough for the 1st down.
Boy, he had a lot of space to operate out there, didn't he? And Lee Morris, who was a walk-on at Oklahoma, he actually was a Bullsworth semifinalist as the nation's top walk-on, semifinalist for that award in 2018. And the time to throw it for Bethel Thompson, as he was able to haul it in and just controlled it before he rolled out of bounds.
Now some breathing room.
Wait, 20! What's that?
Bethel Thompson fires. That one caught. Anthony Jones out of the backfield with the reception. Pardon me, that's Morris. Morris again.
You've been talking about this 6-man protection. Look at this protection that they get, and when you get protection, then you can work these deeper zones. And we saw early in the game, these Maulers were just having their way rushing the passer, and they have fixed it. And the Breakers have used play action max protection to protect their quarterback and exploit the zones deep in the secondary.
Quick pass this time. Sage Surratt. And Surratt going to pick up 8 yards on that one.
11. Hey, let's go, Gunn. Trips left, 34 Charlie. Gunn trips left, 34 Charlie.
Charlie earlier in the game was a run. 4 usually means right. I think this is a weak side run for them, just a zone over there.
They hand it off to Anthony Jones. He gets the first. Keeps the chains moving and takes it down to the 44.
12. Hey, let's go gun flank right. Gun flank right. Z-Jet, 38 Z-Force on the Soko. Gun flank right. Z-Jet, 38 Z-Force on the Soko.
Right. Z-Jet, 38 Z-Force on the Soko. Right. What are you leaning for?
Hey, she's starting.
Get it 10.
A little jet sweep here.
They give it to Johnny Dixon on it. Pittsburgh not fooled at all. Reuben Foster in there to make the tackle. Forrest Foster, the former Alabama product.
Gun trade left, open. Tell him open, open, open. Gun trade left, open. Two jet stash X wrap.
Gun trade left.
Kirk, talk to me. I got to get inside the 30 here still, right? Or the wind.
Open meant the tight end. You wanted him to flex out, not be in line. So now that the tight end is going to be just flexed out, you see up there to the top side.
Out of the backfield, Jones. And he is tackled one-handed by Keith Gibson. It'll be third down.
Jones going to get a little chip, and then he's out in the
Alert pressure. Gun trip.
concept, tips it to himself, presents a third down here.
That's the O-line coach, if you're wondering.
Bethel Thompson, players all around his feet, and he can't complete that one along the sideline to Johnny Dixon.
That pressure finally showed up, didn't it? It wasn't really there at the beginning of the series. And then those tackles finally got there. I believe Songapolu was able to get a little pressure on Bethel Thompson. And because of that, he just had to release that ball a hair sooner than he wanted to. And that Pittsburgh defense, they've been very good all night long.
One stop, B. One stop.
This Pittsburgh defense has scored the only touchdown of the game and held New Orleans to 5 field goals. Yet the Breakers still have the lead right now with 4:50 left to go in regulation. A little pooch punt, if you will. Isaiah Henning decides to run it, and he's got room along the left side. Blockers in front of him. Isaiah Henning takes it all the way to the house. An 82-yard punt return. And the Maulers are an extra point away from the lead.
So many times in these pooch kick situations, the punt team just automatically thinks that they're going to see a fair catch. And look at all these Breakers. They kind of slowed down. Right when Henny was going to catch, he never fair catches. That takes a lot of courage from your punt returner. And then he's got the speed to get to the left, got to the sideline. Great block at the end there, getting the kicker down. And he's into the end zone. And this Maulers team has not done much offensively all night long. They've gotten a defensive score and now a special team score, and they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
Hurla High here to try it.
Let's go.
And he missed it. Well, despite the 82-yard punt return for a touchdown by Henny, the Maulers unable to take the lead as they missed the extra point. Hurla High just way wide right on that one. That is in the history of the USFL. John DiFilippo on the opposite sideline.
No, no, no!
He threw out those no's, but it turned into a yes for Henny. But they did miss the extra point, so the game is tied at 15 right now. And I tell you guys, you don't want to play that what-if game, but remember Pittsburgh scored that touchdown defensively earlier and went for 2 points for seemingly no reason. That ball is now kicked out of bounds, and so they're going to get it spotted. Great field position here for New Orleans.
You know, Hurla High, he got banged up a little bit. He was on the bike, and at this point, you know, with the struggles, he's missed. He missed the extra point. Now he kicks it out of bounds. I'll just remind everybody, the punter, Matt Mangold, he punted and kicked field goals for the last year. Now, he was only 6 of 11, but Pittsburgh does have somewhere to go if they wanted to here with the kicking game struggling like it has.
And because the kick is out of bounds from the 20, it gets spotted at the 50-yard line. With 4.5 left to go, New Orleans a couple of plays away from field goal range, maybe. Bethel Thompson across the middle. And that's Jay Adams with the grab. This is Hurlahigh, the kicker, after kicking out of bounds. James Morgan trying to keep the kid focused.
That's good leadership right there. That's exactly what a quarterback should do. While I'm up here muttering to myself, kickers.
Hey,
you got to at least get through this one, right? Out of the backfield, Jones. And he's wrestled to the ground by Reuben Foster.
So here's what's happened tonight is that Pittsburgh has been pretty dominant in their front seven. So, guys, the transition, the adjustment from New Orleans has been max protect play action and or quick passing game getting on the outside.
An important third down.
Huge. Right 20.
They get protection. Bethel Thompson running it, diving, and he's right near that first down marker. Reuben Foster made the stop. Let's see where they spot the football.
Had to get to the 40, and he did. I tell you what, how about the 34-year-old just selling out here? He's going to get contacted. There's Foster, and he's able to just reach that ball across. How about that? Reaching over with his right arm and getting that first down. Incredible.
Former number 18 pick in the draft, Reuben Foster, who has played twitchy tonight, Joel.
Yep. He's been fast. He was there.
And you know you as a QB have that moment of truth right here. Am I going to do it?
Quick snap. Bethel Thompson under pressure. Finds an open man. Sage Surratt slips a tackle down inside the 10. Great run after the catch by Surratt.
Well, because of this confusion right now, they're going to catch the defense, and in particular the linebackers out of position. Look, they don't know where they're going, so nobody has the tight end Surratt. Then he makes somebody miss right there. Nice move, and Mark Gilbert's unable to get him, and Foster has to track him down inside the 10.
Seconds, please.
He picks up 34 yards on the run after the catch.
And this is a guy that we've thought a lot of over the course of the last couple of years, and Sage Surratt has just not been healthy. I think he's trimmed down a little bit, guys. He seems faster to me. He seems like he's going to be a real threat for these breakers during the course of the season.
Do we have a shot of his wife and daughter after that catch, McLeod's wife?
They're ready to go now?
Well, she fretted the drop touchdown earlier,
yes.
And he compensates right there in a huge moment. And Joel, how about the adjustments here by the staff?
Yeah.
Right? By Coach Filippo here in the second half to do what you just said, right? And what we were asking for in that first half, you got to mix it up. Mix some tempo up, mix formations up, mix the movement up. Pretty good adjustments.
Yeah. Did you see his daughter Aziza blowing kisses?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Perspective right there.
Yeah, there you go. 2-minute warning.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Breakers with a chance to put this one away. There's still quite a bit of time left the way these defenses. Well, to smile right now because his team is down inside the 5-yard line, tied ball game, and 2 minutes on the clock. And despite a slow start, he started 2 of 10 passing.
Yep.
He's found a way to stay in this game, to get into a rhythm, and give his team a chance to win this thing at the end.
I thought he just needed to calm down early in the game, and he has done that. Second half, 13 of 18 for 164. We'll see if they want to run it here, though, Kurt. Try to bleed a little clock.
They hand it off to Anthony Jones, and he's going to be tripped up. Falls forward to the line of scrimmage. Bryce tornaded with the tackle, and the clock keeps winding. Well, it was, except Pittsburgh calls a timeout. Their final timeout.
He got to go downhill right here.
I know.
Timeout. Pittsburgh. Their third and final of the half.
Duo.
Go 96, you go trips right, big trips right, 96.
All right, let's go 12, 12, 12, 12.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to go big trips right, 96 duo. Okay, big trips right, 96 duo. Hey, you got to let this clock run here, bud. Here we go.
Let's go. Come on.
You know, duo has become very popular. It's hard to define Brock. The way that I've heard it best described is that it's zone with power blocking, and power without the puller, essentially. You know, so you're not going to see a puller here. Everyone's going to step, and you get double teams from everybody up front, and then the back is trying to pick his spot.
They hand it off to Anthony Jones. He's tripped up in the backfield but falls forward for a couple of yards. And boy, right now, wouldn't Pittsburgh like to have that timeout they lost on the challenge?
I'm going to let it run down and take a timeout with 1 second to go. I'm going to let it run down and take a timeout with 1 second to go. 1 second. Okay?
Obviously, he means 1 second on the play clock.
Yep.
Now they get to decide what they want to do here offensively. They've tried to.
Yes, I am.
They've tried to
1 second
put this game in their offensive line's hands a couple of times, and it hasn't worked out.
Timeout. Timeout.
All right. We will find out how this one finishes, and it's going to be a fun one. 1:11 left on the clock. Tie ball game. Well, obviously, New Orleans can go ahead with a field goal in this situation. It'll be interesting to see how they approach this.
Well, they've tried to run it here a couple of times. It has not worked. I would expect that they would try to go up in the air. Maybe their best player, Jay Adams.
They come with 6 offensive linemen. Bethel Thompson looking to throw. Anthony Jones out of the backfield. Touchdown, Breakers.
The toughest guy for a defense to account for, in particular down near the goal line, is the player that you fake to, or the action out of the backfield. When he's coming like that so strong and there's full flow action, a lot of times that's the player that can be lost because the linebackers have to step up and run responsibility, and lo and behold, there's Anthony Jones open late near the pylon. And Bethel Thompson throws it exactly where he needs to. Family loving it in the stands.
Matt Coughlin on for the point after. And it's a 7-point game with 1:08 left to go, and Pittsburgh out of timeouts.
Well, you got to credit this coaching staff, this quarterback, this offensive line, because the way that the Maulers had rushed the passer, controlled the game for a lot of the game, and yet they found the adjustments. They found what they needed to find. They got the pass protection. McLeod Bethel Thompson, he calmed down. John DiFilippo found the schemes in order to move the ball down the field, and then ultimately they were finally able to execute inside the 5 and really wear down that Pittsburgh team. That was their 67th offensive play. Pittsburgh's only run 41, so that Maulers defense, you know, is tired, and these Breakers just continued to try and find what was going to work, and they finally found it here in the second half.
And you know, Nathan Herlahai, the kicker for Pittsburgh, has to be kicking himself. They score the touchdown. He misses the extra point, just kicked it wide right.
And then out of bounds.
Then kicks the ball out of bounds, giving New Orleans the ball at the 50. They use the short field, score the first offensive touchdown for either team all night to take the lead. And right now, he needs the Pittsburgh special teams unit and offense to bail him out. Trey Walker. They fake the handoff. Walker cutting it back up the middle. Right about the 47-yard line.
Great field position here for Pittsburgh. Great field position. The clock stops on first downs inside of 2 minutes, so there is a lot of time here, even with only 1:02 left. They've got to get in the end zone. They're going to have to come out here, and they've got to find a way to create some space on the outside for some of these wide receivers. Trey Walker has had a nice night. Bailey Gaither has been a target for them on the outside. Henney has got some speed for them. Someone's got to make a play.
And they put Troy Williams back in at quarterback. He hands it off. Montre London on the first play from scrimmage. What?
Yeah. What is happening? Do they know there's a minute left? Why would you change your quarterback right now and hand the ball off on first down?
No timeouts?
And run it up the middle. Clock keeps running. Williams now throws to the sideline. Bailey Gaither makes the grab, gets the first down, so that'll stop the clock while they reset it.
Yeah, but now you've lost that ability to continue to play with a little freedom in terms of where you're throwing the ball. The ball's got to go past the chains now with 33 seconds.
From the 39. Williams, a little shovel pass, and it's incomplete to Madre London.
You've got to know you're out of timeouts, and now inside of 30 seconds, the quarterback, Troy Williams, has to understand he cannot throw this ball short of the sticks inside the numbers. That's just a total no-go zone. Not unless there's nobody there and he's got to check the ball down and he is sure that the back can get the first down.
And you know what else, Joel? I think they have him in here because he can move, but he better not scramble unless he can also move those chains too.
That's right. That's exactly right.
They've got to get it across the 29 in order to move the chains and stop the clock.
Hey, 4. Sit up! Hurry! Sit up!
Over the middle behind Gaither, and he lets it fall incomplete, and that actually may help them in this situation.
That is not a concept that you can call. You can't call a drag route, you know, in this situation because he's going to get tackled before the chains, and basically the game would end, basically. So that helps Pittsburgh immensely. At this point, if I'm the Breakers, obviously I'm going to try to play safe in the secondary, but they've got to try to continue to stunt, maybe even add a linebacker to the blitz. You don't want Troy Williams to sit there and be comfortable in the pocket.
Three-man front. Extras coming. Williams flushed out. Running. He needs to get out of bounds, and he does. Down to the 32-yard line. So it'll be 4th down.
To your point, Brock, he took off, but he knew that he had the sideline at a minimum and maybe even the first down. He got to the sideline, stopped the clock. 15 seconds, though, 4th down. Ball's got to go, obviously, past the chains. Game's on the line right here.
New Orleans uses the timeout.
Well, I thought it was, okay, yeah.
John DeFilippo.
Yeah, they're going to throw something short.
His first game as a head coach, trying to win it. His team struggled offensively early, but took the lead with just over a minute left, and now hoping their defense can make one more stop.
20. Third!
They've got to cross the 29. Williams up top. Trey Walker had a step, but lost his footing. Alex Thomas was there on coverage. Walker had him beat.
It's a great route. It's a great route. He wins on the line of scrimmage, and then as he's going up the field, I even thought from our vantage point, Kurt, this was a really good pass. And you can tell he just kind of loses his footing as it looks like he wanted to jump, then he didn't, and he just kind of falls backwards. Falls incomplete, and the Breakers are going to win this thing. And to be honest, probably ended like it should have, with the defense on the field, with the way that they made stops all night long.
Well, both these defenses played well through 3 quarters. New Orleans offense came through in the 4th. John DeFilippo gets his first win in his first game as a head coach, and Mama Ann is proud of her little boy. 22-15 is the final. New Orleans goes to 1-0. Pittsburgh will be obviously 0-1, and the two first-time head coaches shake hands.
Congratulations. Okay, man. All right. Okay, cool. That's what's up. Who else was there, Trevor?
John DeFilippo, as soon as the clock struck 0, got a big hug from his dad, Gene, former college AD at Boston College.